guys, Old Guy Gaming here, back again with another MTG Arena video. We're going to continue on with our MTG Arena for Beginners series, as we're going to go ahead and continue on through the beginning players' travel path through Arena. So where we last left off is we went ahead and completed the 5-mission original tutorial through the game, and we got 5 starter decks, 1 in each monocolor, which we'll briefly review here. We're going to open some of the packs that we had from the previous one, and since I last recorded this video, there have been not one but 2 more promo codes that Wizards has added. So we're going to go ahead and add those in before we start playing games. We'll go a brief overview of some of the decks and then just play a few games and see where we go and see what this track does. Again, they've changed this since I originally started playing way back in the closed beta, so this tutorial is completely a different experience. It's going to be my first time going through it. So if you are an experienced player, this is probably not a video for you, but if you are new to Magic, or if you're new to Magic Arena, this might be super helpful. So if you find this video helpful, by all means, hit that like button, subscribe. It always helps out the channel, and I do appreciate it. So let's go ahead and move on and take a look. I did all the YouTuber stuff, and now I'm good. So first and foremost, during the time frame that we were between recording of this episode and the previous one, Wizards has played their 1 billionth game of Arena, which when you sit down and think about it, it's pretty phenomenal. I don't know when they started counting, if they start counting back in closed beta, or if they're only talking open beta, but you got to figure that's a lot of games played of Magic. So in celebration, they're giving away a free pack of War of the Sparks. So the code is 1 billion. Enter that in, you get yourself a free pack of War of the Spark. They're also still, at the time of this recording, they're going through their path of the War of the Spark Chronicles, and we're into week 3, so they've given away, I think, 2, I don't recall if I did this one or not, of the stained glass styles for cards. So I think I did this one, Inner Demon. Maybe I did not. No, I did do that one. No, well, I misspelled it. That doesn't help. Inner Demon. Oh, so we didn't claim that one on this one. So you got an Odd Nix stained glass style. And again, keeping in mind, so this is just unlocking the style itself. It doesn't unlock the card. You need to open that card in War of the Spark. But once you do, you have access to the style. So we got our free pack. We got our style. Oh, wait, there's one more, which is, and this one's not case sensitive for some reason. Shields Up is going to give you Shields Up is going to get you Teo and his stained glass style. So just by watching the tutorials alone, you've gotten all the free codes so far that are active as of June of 2019 at the time of this recording. So let's start off with taking a look at the decks that we now have available to us. So after completing the opening tutorial, they gave you 1 of each monocolor deck. Now I have reviewed these decks in the past, so if you're interested in getting a full complete playthrough of each and every one of these decks, check out some of the older videos on my channel. You'll be able to find those there. So I'm only going to go over these briefly. I have my two favorites are the black and the green. I'm not going to lie. Dragon's Fire is not bad, so let's start there. So, again, they gave you a pretty healthy start to a good red deck. So you do get Shocks, you get 4 of those, you get 4 Goblin Instigators, 4 of the Dragon Riders, 3 Sure Strikes, 3 Viashino Pyromancers, and we have the style already applied because if you did the code that I gave you in the previous video, you got that style unlocked for free. There's 3 copies of Bombard, 2 Pyromantic Pilgrim, not so much. 3 Havoc Demons, 3 Charging Monstrosaurs. I still use this card in some of my lower end red decks. It's a 5/5 with Haste and Trample. So it's one of those things whenever people play mono red, they don't expect a 5/5 to come flying out at you at Haste with Trample. Like, holy crap. You do get 1 Demanding Dragon, which is one of your rares out of this one. 2 copies of Lava Axes, and you get your other rare, which is Lathless. I can never get her name correctly. 2 Volcanic Dragons, the Meteor Golem, which is in every one of the sets. I'm not sure why. And they jam-packed it with 25 Mountains. So let's go ahead, before we start upgrading these decks with new cards, one of my favorite decks is this black deck. So, and if you've seen any of my other channels, I have a fondness for zombies, and there's quite a few zombies in this deck. So you get 2 copies of Deadweight, which is still a viable, usable card. A lot of people still use this one. Diagraph Ghoul, fantastic 1-drop for any black deck. Doomed Dissenter, Three Walking Corpses, not so much. You do get 2 Death Barons, though. So this is a good starting point if you want to do a mono black zombie deck, because the Death Barons is usually the linchpin of that deck. The Death Bloom Thalids I could have done without. The Hired Blade's kind of okay. Again, the reason why the styles are unlocked for here and here is because we unlock those in other areas. Watch the first video if you want to know those codes. 4 copies of Murder. Thank you very much. Now, Cast-On's usually the preferred one, but those are only uncommons. But you get 4 copies of Murder. 2 Skymark Bloodletters, 2 Fell Specters. That one's okay. Gravediggers are okay. Excuse me. Strangling Spores is another one that's kind of, like, you're going to find a whole bunch of okay cards. Vampire Sovereign, Flyer, gains life, kind of cool. The Yargle, it's okay. The empty one, it's okay. Super high casting cost. And again, another Meteor Golem. It is what it is. Of the 5 decks, Arcane Inventions is the one that I feel was probably the worst of these 5 starting decks. I think I see what it's trying to do, but it doesn't provide enough artifacts to do what it wants to do. So each of these are going to be building off of blue creatures that do something whenever artifacts come into play, or the more artifacts you have in play. The problem that I have with the way that this deck is built is there aren't enough artifact creatures or artifacts in it to make it as viable as it should be. So you get 4 Gearsmith Prodigies, a Departed Deckhand, 2 Diamond Mares, which you'll push in for blue, Field Creepers. They're okay. I mean, they're actually kind of terrible when you really get down to it. The Avian Wind Mage, that one's kind of okay as well. The Avian Pioneer, this one creates Thopters, which are artifact creatures, so I guess it kind of works. There's a Befuddle. Divination, again, we have the style for the previous videos, so look for the codes. What you do get, however, is 1 Tempest Djinn. Now, why this Tempest Djinn does not fit in this deck in any way, shape, or form, it is at the current meta, one of the staples of the Mono Blue Tempo deck. So that is one of the decks I recommend new players build. There is a video that I have on my channel called The Best Free-to-Play Decks in Arena. This deck is built around this card and a whole bunch of common and uncommon cards that are super easy to put that deck together, and it wins quite a bit. This card is in that set. So you get 4 Water Knots, an Arcane Encyclopedia, which I love. I love the card. I love the idea behind the card because it does allow for card draw, albeit at a little bit of a higher cost. Scholar of the Stars, Air Elementals from those old days back in original Alpha Beta Unlimiteds. Same card. Nothing's changed. 5 mana for a 4/4 flyer. Gearsmith Guardians, you get 4 of those. Here is your one of your rares, which is the HOD, aside from the Tempest Djinn. Meh. More Meteor Golems. What will we do without them? And again, 25 more blue mana. So, the other 2 decks. The deck that I'm probably going to play through this one, at least to begin with, is the green deck, because it gets not 1 but 2 really good green creatures. First of all, you start off with some pretty good mana dorks to start off with Llanowar Elves and Druids of the Cow. The whole deck's designed behind getting mana on the board quickly and getting big creatures out fast. That's the whole premise behind this deck, and it does a really good job of it. Greenwood Sentinel is an okay vigilance. I mean, the 2/2 bear for being a vigilant creature as well, meaning that it can attack without having to tap. Super useful. Not the best green creature. You will find other better green ones, but it's not bad to start. Highland Game kind of goes along the idea of trying to gain some life, so it's kind of a blocker to throw out and gain you some life while you do it. Green is notorious for not having a lot of answers to flying creatures, so they do toss in 1 plummet in here. I would have rather they had done Rabid Bite, like 4 of those instead of 1 plummet, but they are what they are. Titanic Growth, we know that we got Giant Growth in War of the Spark, which is 1 less mana for +3/+3 instead of +4/+4. So it's clear to me they've not updated this deck since War of the Spark came out, because I would have rather had that instead. Blanchwood Armor, this is actually kind of one of the pieces to my Mono Green deck that I use quite a bit. I know it's an aura, and I know that auras go away whenever you kill the creatures, but darn it, it's just so much fun to put it on a Gulta. It really is. The Centaur, meh. The Bristling Boar, meh. One of my favorite. All right, so back in the day, you had creatures like, what am I thinking? Force of Nature, for example, which cost 8 mana for an 8/8 trample. This is a 10/10 for 5 mana. I've got a bunch of these. They're only worth like $1 in paper, but oh my goodness, this is one of my favorite cards that came out of Core M19. Oh, love that card. The Rorks, it's okay. Vigilant, this one's okay. Again, Vigilant Creature. Colossal Dreadmaw, the card's so nice they printed it thrice with the exact same artwork, back-to-back sets in the Ixalan blocks, and then decided to reprint it again in M19. So I guess Colossal Dreadmaw is going to be around for a while. This fills in the slot that used to be occupied by the Crawl Worm, the 6/4 for the same casting cost, but this one's got Trample. And of course, where else would we be without having another Meteor Golem? And of course, the highlight of the deck, you do get Galta, Primal Hunger, which so the casting cost looks scary, but when you look at all the other creatures that are in play, sometimes you get away with only paying 2 mana to get this into play. So fantastic card. And 25 Forests. And the last deck to go over, again, one of the weaker decks. I think if I were to rank them, this is probably the next to the worst of the decks. I mean, nothing beats that blue deck for the worst deck of them, so this one's kind of close. This is basically built around the idea of white weenies, and you don't have a lot of great white weenies in here to do it. Tactical advantage is, kind of a little combat trick. You get the Drill Master. Daybreak Chaplain kind of gets you some lifelink, but it's only a 1/3, so, I mean, it's a great blocker, but it's not going to be winning you games. And then you get the exact opposite with the Swiftclaw, and this one does not have lifelink. Silverback Griffin's not bad. So having a 2/2 flyer in white, not bad. So I'm not going to... I mean, this one's actually an okay kind of card. Take Vengeance kind of comes into play late because it is a sorcery, but it does kill a tapped creature. Luminous Bonds, nothing makes me happier than blocking down their biggest, scariest creature that they can't do anything with. The Bugler, it's okay. The Pegasus Corsair makes creatures flying. That one's okay. The Hammer Skull, I mean, I've seen it used well in certain situations. Here's one of your rares, your Leonin War Leader. This one's kind of okay if you're going to go... I had this in my White Weenie deck before the Ravnica block started up, and then there are just other better white creatures. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it generates 2 1/1 lifelinking creatures, so you can't really beat that. Angelic Reward's okay. Confront the Assault is okay. Herald of Faith, again, okay. Really wish they'd have gone back to the original artwork, but they've done the artwork for Sarah Angel so much. I'm still a huge fan of the old original artwork for Sarah Angel, but she is back, and she is just as she ever was. Spirit Guardian's kind of okay. Inspiring Commander. So this is the one that drives me crazy. So this deck gives you a card. If you look at the expansion symbol on this, that's an arena-only set. That's that little A that's in the bottom. This is an arena-only card. The problem that I have with this card is it's not legal to play in any other environment. So, like, I can't build decks around this card. I can't go and get this other card. It's weird to me that they're... Well, and I'm because with the release of Modern Horizons, it has given me the concept, the idea that Wizards might even entertain the idea of doing an arena-only set that you can only play in Arena. So cards like this could see something like that. I don't know if they're going to do that. I have no inside information, nothing like that. But if something like that did happen, this is kind of what they would look like. And where else would we be without our Meteor Golem and 25 Planes? So that kind of covers over all the decks. Let's make our decks better. So the first thing I want you to take note is this little, the wizard symbol up here. This gives you a list, excuse me, of your wild cards. What wild cards are, they represent a rarity slot, either common, uncommon, rare, or mythic. And you can exchange them in for any card of that same rarity. So you're looking for a specific rare or mythic card to finish out your deck and you don't have it. This is how you get them. You can spend wild cards to go and get them. It's one of the cool things about the economy of this game. And you get them by opening packs, which we're about to go do. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm almost positive with new accounts they used to give you 1/1 and 1/1 before. So it's interesting to me that they took that away. All right, so we've got 10 packs to open. So let's go ahead and start opening some packs. So you have these counters in the upper right-hand corner, and this basically, as these build up, you unlock wild cards. So this is what an uncommon wild card, this one looks what a rare wild cards. Every fourth one is a mythic, so you have to open enough packs to get mythic wild cards this way. You end up, every time you open a pack, you end up with 5 common cards. You have 2 uncommons, and then they keep behind a little wall the rare or the mythic. And there you go. Okay, so this is what a mythic wild card looks like. So that immediately goes into my wild card collection as soon as I go over here. And now I can exchange it for any mythic in the game. Let's keep opening some packs real quick. I'm not seeing a whole bunch that I can really build around. I think I'm going to play these games with the base decks to start off with to kind of get you a feel for it. Dawn of Hope's a good one for mono white life gain. Legion Warboss is going to go great in the red deck. Ravnica Allegiance. Move on to a different set. See, and this is how you get your common wild cards. They just show up at random during the course of your pack openings. Priest of the Forgotten Gods. Good card. And I've opened enough packs that I've unlocked a free rare wild card. Mirror Merch. I have a great video on someone that like went crazy with me on a Gates deck with that card. So this is one of my favorite situations. You get a common wild card, you get an uncommon wild card, and you get a rare Deputy of Detention. I've had situations where I've gotten rare wild cards, so I'm just loading up on my wild cards by openings. And one of my new favorite sets, I really love what War of the Sparks brought to the game. What do we got? Blast Zone. Blast Zone's pretty cool. So each of these cards, and I'm going to show you this whenever we're done, goes into your collection, and you have the ability to, Dreadhorde Arcanist, good card, to then build decks with these cards. So the way that Magic works, you can only ever play Karn's Bastion, good card. You can only ever use 4 of any one card in your deck, so once you have more than 4, Finale Devastation, that's a mythic. So your commons and uncommons just go into what they call the vault, which is once you've built up enough of those, it will unlock. You'll see it up here as a little treasure chest next to you, and they give you free wild cards. Uncommons, I think it's 3 uncommons, 2 rares, and a mythic wild card. Basically, it's what happens when you have your 5th card. So you can never use any more than 4 cards. Because all the cards are digital, having 15 of these cards, it doesn't help you in any way. There's no trading system. This is not like MTG or Magic Online, where you can go off and sell your commons and uncommons for money and then exchange those for more better cards. It doesn't work that way in Arena. So what ends up happening with your commons and uncommons, they just get dusted, I guess is the term that I've heard used in games like Hearthstone, and eventually they can be turned into wild cards. Your rares and mythics, however, once you get your 4th, like the way they have an algorithm built in to say, so every time you get a rare and mythic from a card, if you have all of those rares, you'll never open it in a pack again. At some point in time, you'll have opened every rare and mythic in a set, and then you just get gems, and gems can be used to purchase packs or enter events. I do have one of my early videos is the economy, kind of explains a lot of that. So if you're interested, go ahead and check that one out. I feel like I'm plugging a lot of my videos for this one. So in any case, so now we've opened packs, we've claimed some prize. Let's actually get to some gameplay. 17 minutes in.
But first, you'll need to choose a deck.
So you're only allowed to practice. So if you practice, you're playing against Sparky, which is the...
Change your deck before each game. All right, let's play.
All right, let's go Forest Knight. So practice mode is available at any point in time during your path through Arena. I use it occasionally to try out decks. You're playing literally against the computer. You're not playing against a real person in this instance. So if you really want to do some awful, horrible things to the computer, that's where I go and do that. Sure, so I'm going to go ahead and keep this.
This looks like a good spot for some practice.
And I always start every game off with a hello, because it's polite. And we'll throw down our Vigilant Creature. I think I see where this is going to go. Field Creeper. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack and I want to see what he wants to block with. And we will Titanic Growth that to make sure that it doesn't die. Elvish Rejuvenator. Interesting that we're playing against another green deck. Let's go ahead with Gertruda the Cow. I think we're going to pull that same trick off again where we're going to attack with Sentinel again. I assume he's going to block with his wall, and we'll kill that. He looks familiar. I don't think our deck has Wall of Vines in. So let's go ahead and draw that card.
Awesome.
Yeah, you're right, he is. Unfortunately, he didn't get me anything I wanted. And now we're going to get mana flooded. No, there's no benefit to making these attacks. His 2/2 can kill me here. So we need something to swing in the balance here. And land is not going to be it. Unfortunately, it looks like Sparky's in the same boat. Oh, I see how it is. Oh, look at the land flood. It's so nice. So Sparky is known to make stupid decisions from time to time. Like, there's some part of the algorithm that says, hey, you haven't attacked in 3 turns. You should probably do that. I don't need any more mana. Normally it's a good idea. Like, if you're mana flooded like this, some people just hold on to the card to bluff, to make the opponent think that they've got something in their hand going on that they're not casting just yet. So now this is just a race to the top. Who can go wide as fast as possible? I think the first one of us to get Ghalta out is probably going to win this game. Highland game. Look at all the elves I've got. Yeah, this is a little boring. I wish we had gone up against another deck, like not the same deck. But it is what it is. Alright, this is like, there's so many bigger creatures. I know there are bigger creatures in this deck. Where are they? I mean, don't get me wrong, we're building a pretty decent board state that we can definitely block anything he's got coming in. Probably kill most of his attacks. And keep in mind that I killed... Oh, so we're half the mana in the deck. We're a third of the way through the game. Or a third of the way through our deck. Yeah, I've got enough mana that I can cast anything I want. So, less mana, please. Sure. So like I said, Sparky does some interesting things. I should have figured that was coming. Okay, so what can we get rid of that kind of scares us? Let's go ahead and kill their... You killed our 3/3, we killed your 2/2. I think we're on the same battlefield here. Highland game. So much Highland game. So this is where Sparky's going to start doing stupid things. And I'll just block and kill creatures. Like I said, I think at some point in time the game algorithm says you have to do something. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How much land is... This is why you don't build a monocolored deck with 25 lands. Come on in. So I'm going to trade you for that, and I'm going to get life in return. There we go. Finally, something that's actually worth putting on. Something. So he can attack this, or he can block this, but... Or not. That's interesting. I would have expected that Sparky would have at least blocked it with something. Every time a forest comes into play, my Sentinel gets bigger and scarier. He has to block, right? Interesting. Still doesn't help you. Nice waste of a card, though. And this is what I'm saying. This is where Sparky starts making... Like, I applaud them for doing an okay job on the AI. At least it plays some partial parts of the game, but then it just makes really dumb decisions. Like, if it wanted to, he could... Like that, for example. Why bother blocking if you were going to do that? Oh my goodness. How much land do we have? I'm just going to keep sending this until I've gotten through all of his creatures. Because at a certain point here, he's going to lose enough creature states on the board that he can't catch up. Not to mention the fact if I keep getting more and more. So you double block the 3/3. Okay. Interesting choice, Sparky. And now we're going to swing in with everything. So unless... Yeah, I was going to say, and that's going to end the game right there. So we're just going to go ahead and swing with everything. And we'll take our first win.
Congratulations. You've done it.
Why, thank you, Sparky. So this is the part that I want to see what happens. Is alright, so I have gained a level. So what happens now? A green mastery orb and a blue mastery orb. So what do we do with these?
Wow. What's this? There's new cards in every direction. But which path to choose?
Oh, that's cool.
One step closer to becoming the best. Keep progressing like this and pretty soon you'll be ready for anything.
So it gives you free cards as you go along through the path, and then you can earn your way towards styles or decks. This is how you earn your decks. That's interesting. So this is actually encouraging you. And it actually helps upgrade your deck. So you actually have to play each individual decks to get into these. That's an interesting path to take. Which one to go? So yeah, this is how you, oh, this is really cool. So that's how you get your way to your decks. Okay, so now I see where we're going here.
Ooh, more quests. You'll get another one every day. There's extra rewards for daily and weekly wins too. Golly, there's just so much to look forward to.
Alright, so she actually did a pretty good job of explaining this, but let's make sure. So you'll get missions like this. And this is how you earn gold. Gold is the normal way that you would most likely buy packs. So you can go into the store and buy packs. You can buy all kinds of stuff. They have featured items here. You can buy gems for real money if you're so inclined. I've done it myself. I don't look down on anyone that does. You can buy bundles of stuff to get all these cool little toys. Like, I am mostly interested in cards. The styles are nice. Sleeves are kind of okay. You know, the avatars, meh. I mean, a lot of this aesthetic stuff doesn't super interest me much. Packs. Packs is what interests me. And in order to buy packs, unless you're spending money on gems, the way to do it if you're going to be a free-to-play player is to do it through gold. So going through those missions daily, earning your gold here, earning your weekly packs here, that is how you're going to be earning cards to play. So since they forced us down a particular path, let's go ahead and play another game with the green deck. I'm curious to see how they upgraded the deck. So they bumped it up to 4 Llanowar. What else did they add into here? Anything? They did put Prodigious Growth in. They could put Rampage. Okay, so they actually did a pretty good job of upgrading the deck. So we're going to go ahead and play one more game with the green deck. I don't know how much those upgrades did, but there's so many better creatures we would have gone out for. But I do want to play this. I want to play this out genuinely the way that the game wants you to play this out. Ooh, Meteor Golem. Whatever am I going to do without my Meteor Golem? Always start the game with a hello because it's polite. At least we're playing a different deck. That is the upside of mana dorks, things like Llanowar Elves like that. Having that extra mana is put a larger creature on the board than he can put out. I'm going to pull him back. Swing in with the 3/3. Now I've got a blocker back here to cover that zombie when he comes in, if he decides to. That's fair. Let's just go ahead and eliminate that zombie. I have no reason to keep any of this back. Let's put some damage in. See how much different it is when you're not playing a mirror match and having the exact same cards? Infectious Horror. Oh no. The 5/5 Vigilance. One of my favorite. Sparky's taking a ton of damage. You can have all of those. Sure. And here's how you win the game. Just Titanic Earth this one here. And there's a win. See, that's how fast they were supposed to go. Oh, I've got Sean's Grumpy Cat one up. Oops, I'll take Sean's Grumpy Cat off. Alright, so that gets us to level 2. And a little ways up the way to level 3. What did we earn for doing that? Another Mastery Orb. Which, obviously, they want to put here. So, do I want Druid of the Cow, or do I want... I want the Aggressive Mammoth. So, all of these are good cards. We mentioned before about the Colossal Dreadmaw. Aggressive Mammoth turns all of your creatures into trample. That is a huge upgrade to this deck. Thrashing Bronthodon, great card. For 1 mana, you can sacrifice it and kill an enchantment. It doesn't sound really good until you recognize how many enchantments are in like top tier decks that are super annoying to deal with. All right, let's see if we can get to the final one. We're getting close. We're also getting close to finishing these. Blue or white spells. We might have to do that next time.
Look, special events.
Ooh, they've opened up the events. So this is what I'm talking about.
On all events.
Oh, so they have opened up. Wait, what did she say? Huh, interesting. So if I go play here...
You can find events here too. Keep an eye out for new ones.
Correct.
Want to learn more? Come visit me at the Learn page.
So this feels like where they're letting taking the gloves off, saying, okay, you can go out and finish this. So if we can still earn experience here, I'm going to go ahead and play this one more time. And then it looks like I have to do the other two other decks to go through. Like, they really want you to play through all those monocolored decks to get your other decks. One of the better decks, a good starting point anyway, is the Merfolk deck, and it is a multicolored deck, so we're going to have to reach for that, which means we have to do blue. Ugh. Sure. We've got Gigantosaurus. So, of all the times, it looks like we're getting a little mana screwed. Sanctuary kitties. No, I'm willing to take that. Druid of the Cow works, or do I want to... I'm going to go ahead and kill that 2/2. Not in a huge hurry here. Revitalize. And Johnny's Welcome. Great card. I think her deck's a little bit more upgraded than the one that we saw. There's our mana. No, but we will start swinging in with the Barathodon here in a moment. If we get another lane... I was going to say, I know what's going to happen. I should have cast the Druid of the Cow, because now I can cast... would have been able to cast Gigantosaurus. Let's see what he does. Interesting. Makes the choice to double block. Okay. Nothing's funnier than a Gigantosaurus with a Blanchwood armor. I'm just going to throw that out there. You gain all the life you want. I'm okay with that. So we got to cast the big boy. Super disappointed he doesn't have an animation. He's a rare. He's a 10/10. Something cool should happen when he hits the battlefield. I'm just saying. Yeah, let's go crazy and put the Blanchwood on him. Put the Sentinel out there for a blocker and say, have fun dealing with my little friend, Gigantosaurus. You could have blocked twice, like you didn't have to block all of it at once, but okay. Sure. Is this going to be one of those instances where Meteor Golem's actually going to come into play? No, but I will get that Colossal Dreadmaw. Makes me wish I hadn't put Blanchwood on Gigantosaurus, but it's a fun game. Yeah, because having this thing with Trample and Blanchwood armor is just stupid. And I'm not even sure she survives this. Nope.
Congratulations. You've done it.
That first game went so long. Alright, so I think that's going to do it on this one. Let's see what we haven't even earned our way to level 3, so we don't even get an orb for this one. So it looks like we're going to need to continue to play this up, but we did earn some gold. Oh, we're so close to finishing this one. It'll have to wait till the next episode. So if you're interested, check out the follow-up in the next episode. We'll go ahead and finish green, and then we'll move on to blue so we can work our way towards the Merfolk deck. So I do hope you enjoyed the video. Again, this is a training video for those new folks to Arena, to Magic, or just want to hear me drone on and talk about cards for a while. If you like the video, of course, like, subscribe. Always helps out the channel. Really do appreciate it. If you are so inclined, also there is a Patreon as well. That is patreon.com/oldguygamingmtga. And until next video, guys, we shall see you in the arena. This video was brought to you in no small part by our patrons. If you would like to help out the channel, go to www.patreon.com/oldguygamingmtga, and thank you for your support.